Hey, welcome to Asphalt University. I'm Langdon Coudray. In today's episode, we are going to tackle asphalt patching. Now, we're in an Atlanta, Georgia apartment complex. We're going to be looking at some of the different asphalt patches that we're repairing. Today we'll be dealing with obviously some tree root damage being in Atlanta, Georgia. But we want you to walk away with a better understanding of asphalt patching after this episode. Hopefully it'll help you tackle some budgets better. Help lead to some better decision making whenever it comes to maintaining your parking lot and extending the life of the pavements that you manage. Thanks for tuning in. This is Asphalt University. So asphalt failures typically start with water infiltration. As water starts to move through cracks, it can get down into the aggregate base, get into the subgrade, and it start to speed up that cracking and base failure problem, which can be your leading cause of fatigue cracking, what we sometimes call alligator cracking. As you start to get heavy loads riding over a parking lot that's experiencing this cracking, it can start to get more widespread. You can start seeing some rutting that it'll cause, and these are more and more expensive problems to fix that can be caused by neglected cracking in surface asphalt. Also, improper drainage is a huge cause of cracking. Trees like the ones you see behind me, this caused some of the cracking in this patch that we're going to be repairing today. That can be a big cause of water infiltration into the base. Also, improper construction. Most of the patches that we're going to be dealing with today are 2 to 4 inches in depth. That's built for light duty. Traffic. If this was an industrial truck court or someplace receiving heavy loads, you might see 4 to 6 inches in asphalt with a stronger base. So that's just a couple of the reasons of why we experience cracking and need to do localized asphalt patching. The first kind of patch that I'll mention is what we sometimes refer to as a skin patch or a surface patch. This is because it is an asphalt patch done on top of the existing asphalt. So it doesn't require any milling, any removal of existing asphalt, any existing base. You're just putting down typically a 1 to 2 inch layer of asphalt on top of the existing surface. It's a temporary patch, it's a temporary fix. Typically you're gonna get about 6 to 12 months of life out of a patch like this, because you'll see reflective cracking that'll start to develop up through the new asphalt. Sometimes it's caused by the just existing cracks that are already there. Sometimes it's a base issue where you start to see this the surface patch start to fail. The next kind of patch is what we have going on today. It's a mill and fill style patch. Basically what that means is that we're milling out the existing surface asphalt. We're milling down to base, and then we're going to backfill with new asphalt. So some key things to think of whenever you're doing a mill and fill type patch is, one, the asphalt's only as good as what it's going down on top of. So it's critical that you have a sound base that you're putting new asphalt on top of. If you don't, all of the issues that are going on in that base are going to reflect up through the existing or up into the new asphalt patch, and it's going to cause it to fail. Also, you want to make sure that you have a nice clean saw cut around your patch, nice smooth lines that you're able to adhere the old asphalt to the new asphalt to, and that you properly tack the area before going down with new asphalt. Density levels that you're trying to hit are typically somewhere around 92 to 96% maximum density on that asphalt. And like I said, it's the mill and fill patch, it's only going to be as good as the area that you are paving over. And the final kind of asphalt patching that I'll just briefly touch on, you've got your full depth patching, which typically requires the removal of all of the existing asphalt, as well as anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of asphalt base. and you have to rebuild that base back up. Now sometimes that's done by hauling in rock. Sometimes you can soil stabilize that area, which was actually what our last Asphalt University episode was all about soil stabilization, which is a cheaper, more cost-effective, great way to do base repairs. And then after those base repairs are done, you come back in and repave with new asphalt over the nice solid base. So a couple of keys to consider on your next patching job is drainage is everything. We talked about water being a major cause of asphalt cracking. If you don't divert the water issue before you do your patching or during your patching and water gets back into the area, then even the best asphalt patch is going to have premature failure. Also, pay attention to your traffic patterns. If your patching is being done around dumpster pads and the heavy weight and heavy loads is the cause of your cracking, then maybe you need a heavier spec of asphalt than what was put down in the first place. You might need a 4 to 6 inch spec. You might need a heavier aggregate in your subbase. Also, the timing of your project definitely matters. So anytime that you're paving in cooler temperatures, you want to get faster compaction on your asphalt before it cools down. So failure to get good compaction while the asphalt is nice and hot can sometimes lead to you missing your density targets, which can cause premature failure in your asphalt patch. And lastly, always patch before you do a seal coat or do an overlay instead of afterwards or not at all. Just covering up the failure never corrects the issue, and it always leads to the problem coming back. So it's really important that you make sure you do your patching beforehand. At the end of the day, asphalt patching is all about protecting your asphalt investment. Proper patching at the right time, done the right way, in the long run will save you money. It'll extend the life of your pavement. You'll get more out of the existing resources that you've got on your property. Thanks for tuning in to today's Asphalt University on asphalt patching. Hope to see you next time.